DeMeco Ryans' first words about Stefon Diggs. And I mean, come on, coach. Are we really playing this game? Hardo DeMeco Ryans. Let's hear from the head coach of the Houston Texans here inside the locker room.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the locker room on YouTube. You know what it is. Let's get it. Hey. Locker room. Yeah, we in the locker room. Texas talk. Yeah, you know what we about to do. Localize every angle's what we really do. We the source. We the pulse of the city too.
All right, DeMeco Ryans speaks. What did the second-year head coach have to say? What stuck out the most as we approach the draft? It is the locker room, number one source for Texans digital content. I'm Landry Locker. You can hear me Monday through Friday, 10 to 2 Central, Sports Radio 610, and the Odyssey app. We'll pause and react to DeMeco. Reminder, tomorrow, Draft Mania, John Harris going to cover every single angle possible from the localized lenses of the Texans draft, staying up past his bedtime. So it should be really interesting, and we'll look forward to you guys coming through here and enjoying that. I think you're going to absolutely love it. It's going to be a lot of fun. Let's hear from DeMeco. He had some interesting stuff to say. He met with the media types. Let's hear what the head coach of your Houston Texans had to say here in the locker room.
The latest one with Stefon Diggs. How do you feel about the roster, and just what were some of the things that went into acquiring him, and what you think of your roster now with him?
Yeah, we're excited to be back. Today is our first day having the guys back in the building, and we're excited with the team that we're building. And I say building as we continue to build our team. We know we have the draft coming up, but we're excited about the offseason acquisitions that we've added. Feel like we've added a lot of good playmakers to our team, guys who have experience, have done it other places and done it well at other places. So we're excited about all the guys that we've added.
When it comes to Diggs specifically, what does he
Very
have to
generic
do?
right
What
there
can he
by
do to help
Coach.
CJ as he continues to develop?
Yeah, with Diggs, adding him is one of those guys I talked about. He's been a great player in this league for a long time, well respected. He's been a great teammate. He's been a leader, a captain. And, when you look at him and you watch the tape and you put it on, no one doubts the playmaker that he is, right? He changes games for the teams that he's been a part of, and we're anticipating the same thing for us.
Down there.
How did the first thought, the discussions, how did that come about? Like, how was the idea?
He's talking about the first discussions with DeMeco and then or with Diggs. And then I think DJ is going to ask him, DJ Bieniemy, about production. And then the whole momentum of the Diggs thing is going to kind of get halted.
Yeah, to possibly get on Diggs' barn. How did that go?
Well, with the discussions of players adding to our team, there are many discussions of many players and many different angles to take. So I won't go into all the details on, all the discussions there.
Because, last season he started out really hot, and then down the stretch he didn't clips over 100 yards. What made you guys comfortable that what he started off with in 2023 was more of who he is versus what he kind of put
Good
production-wise
question, man.
down?
Good question.
Yeah, again, when we watch the tape on Stefon and the playmaker that he is, right, we always go back to the tape and we look at a player in totality. We don't look at, this amount of weeks or those weeks. We look at the entire season. We look at the guy's entire career and what he's done, how he's been productive. The guy's been an all-pro player. He's been a Pro Bowl player, over 1,000 yards for multiple seasons. So we're excited about adding Diggs to our team.
One player that you know quite well that joins the team is.
I mean, look at this. This is kind of stuff that just kind of irks me, but maybe not as many people as me. But I mean, you got the Diggs rhythm. I think that there's going to be a follow-up, and we just got to get a Shire question in. Like, what are we doing here? You just interrupted the Houston Chronicle beat reporter and the ESPN beat reporter, and we're asking the Shire question. Come on, guys.
Can you talk about where you saw him grow last season when he was away from your defense, and what he brings to your defense, what you saw in San Francisco?
By adding Aziz to our team, you guys see we're getting a tenacious player, a guy who plays with relentless passion, energy.
I know, by the way, he already answered this question at the Combine. or whatever the hell it was, the owners meetings. So this was the first Diggs opportunity, and we had to get a Shire question in.
Physical. The thing with Aziz that stood out for me last year was his first time really getting the opportunity to play full time as a starter. And he had been in a backup role when we were there in San Francisco for a while, and he showed that he was capable of running the show and showed that he was able to stay healthy throughout the entire year. So he was durable, he was a playmaker, he was physical, he was the leader of that defense. So excited to add, not only Aziz as a player, but add Aziz, the leader. And I think he's grown as a leader, and I'm excited to work with him again.
Coach, continue in that vein. You sort of made a radical change to your front seven from last year to this year. Thought process going in there, and what were y'all looking at? What are y'all looking to expound on and really move forward with?
Thought process.
We've
on the front
added
seven,
different
and what are
guys
y'all
to our
looking
team.
expound
Of
on?
course, we had a lot of free agents last year. When you look at our team last year, with a lot of guys who were on one-year deals or the last year of their contract here. So teams change every year. Not something you're looking to do, change your team completely every year, but the teams change, guys change, contracts are up, and we have to make certain moves. But I'm excited about the guys that we've added to our front. I feel like the front for us, offensively and defensively, like the front is the two most important pieces to how we operate as a team. And we want to be dominant up front on the offensive line and the defensive line. And we've added guys to that defensive line. I feel like that can help us continue to be a dominant force and help our team and help our defense to play great football.
All right, we're reacting to DeMeco Ryans here in the locker room. Be sure to subscribe, right along. We've gotten a little bit on Diggs so far, generic D-line question, and then we had to get that Shire in. Here's more from the head coach of the Texans.
Lines, you all did add a lot this offseason, but how important is it for you to get the players like Titus Howard and especially a player like Kenyon Green who missed out on the whole season coming back?
Right. And you have guys who've missed time. When you talk about Titus, you talk about Kenyon. Those are two guys we feel really good about up front for us. We talk about our line being a strong suit for our team.
There ain't no way you feel really good about Kenyon Green. I'm sorry. They might feel good about Titus. They made him top 5. There is no way anyone in their right mind right now can feel good about Kenyon Green. Well, we'll see what happens, but there is no way they feel really good about Kenyon Green.
And getting those guys back healthy will only add to our group, only add to what we're able to do up front. So I'm excited to see Titus back healthy, excited to see Kenyon, right, competing, healthy, and to give himself the best shot to go out and show what he's capable of. So I don't think he's had that opportunity fully. So I'm excited to see Kenyon perform. He's been working out. He's been consistent every day. He's been putting the work in throughout the offseason. So excited for him.
Yeah, so we'll see what Kenyon is up to. Maybe regarding health-wise. Yeah, we'll see. In the life of Colby, they know Kenyon better than all of us, Landry. Well, they drafted him in the first round, bud. I mean, if you're just gonna take a back seat to what they drafted him in the first round, brother. So I don't know whether they do or not know Kenyon Green better. So yeah, I don't know. If you're just gonna get on the knees and carry the water, that's fine. But I don't know that they do. We'll see what happens with Kenyon, but he did say compete. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, they drafted him in the first round, brother.
How much did all of the offseason acquisitions you guys have on both sides of the ball kind of like change the idea of how you guys are going to approach the draft?
When you look at the draft and how we approach it the same, right? We go through, evaluate all the positions and try to have a good feel for the guys that we would like to add to our team. And just because we've added guys at a lot of different positions, that doesn't stop us from evaluating every position and looking at every avenue to continue to upgrade our team and continue to get our team better. So for the draft process, our process will be exactly the same. Who can we add to our team that adds value to our locker room, adds value to us on the field?
You guys were.
And I think that's interesting, the draft process. He says it's the same. He's kind of going hardo coach here, which I love about DeMeco. I do wonder, though, like how much more of a say does Bobby Slowick have this year compared to last? How much more do they value his input? How much did they value his input last year? Because you got to think he's at least earned a little bit of the benefit of the doubt when it comes to, I like this guy more than that guy, given the fact that he had a good enough first year as a play caller to where he felt comfortable. Teams felt comfortable entertaining the possibility of him being a head coach. So I do wonder the process. It's similar. The mindset, the goal is the same. But what is the dynamic like between Caserio and DeMeco? What is the dialogue? How much more comfortable are they with each other? How much more are they open to perhaps rolling the dice a little bit more this year compared to last? The process might be the same, but I think it's also different. But I do like the level-headed nature of DeMeco Ryans.
Last year you guys were hunting. Now this year, especially with what you guys did last year and the moves that you guys made, now you guys are going to be the hunted. What's kind of that? How do you go about that expectation now that people will expect you guys to kind of be in the Super Bowl hunt, things of that nature? How do you guys go about the new heightened expectations?
I appreciate the question, but we're always hunting. That doesn't change for us. We're always hunting. Expectations on the outside, whatever that may be, it really doesn't change who we are, right? It doesn't. The expectations from the outside don't permeate inside our building, and now we have to change what we're doing just because of outside expectations. It really doesn't matter, all right? My message, our focus as a team it's always been consistent, the same as it was last year, is, man, you show up and we continue to get better every single day, and you're the best at your position, you're the best for our team, then that's what wins games, right? For us, when everybody is really striving, putting the work in, right, to be better. And that's what it's all about. We don't care about expectations. Talk doesn't win games. We have to go out and play good football when that time comes.
Over the years, the NFL has changed their off-season programs with different elements. Could you talk about how the off-season program is for 2024, and if at all it changes having the Hall of Fame game being the first preseason game?
Yeah, off-season will go about it the same as we.
Everything's the same for DeMeco.
Then the offseason, as we start out our phase one, right, it's all about, we have a lot of new players, different new coaches. So it's about our coaches and players connecting. That's the first and foremost thing for me. It's players and coaches being able to connect. So our coaches did studies on our players to help them to find areas in their game where they can get better. And that second phase and the third phase, we'll go out on the field and be able to work with our players and try to help them master the techniques and fundamentals that we've been coaching and teaching in the meeting room. So off-season hasn't changed over the years. It's all about perfecting your fundamentals and your techniques, and that gives you an opportunity when you show back up at training camp. That gives you an opportunity to compete at your highest level.
This is the funniest comment right here, and I'm picking on Colby because he's saying a lot of dumb stuff today. Appreciate you for coming through regardless, Colby, but I got time for this. Let me see. DeMeco just told you what we think. Talk outside the building really don't matter. So matter what we feel about a player, if they feel they fit, they fit. That's not true, sir. And if talk outside the building doesn't matter, why the hell are you in here? I mean, I get in the big scheme of things. They're going to be the ones that decide things. They're going to be the ones that make people like me, people like you, all of us look silly. And really that's what matters. But if talk outside the building doesn't matter, what the hell are you doing, sir? You should be outside, I don't know, painting the house or something, doing something else. I don't understand how that makes sense. And yeah, sometimes they're wrong about players. Sometimes that matters. I don't understand when these people, and I'm not trying to pick on you, but these jock sniffers try to talk like they're carrying bags for the squad or something like that. You think Kenyon Green's going to be good? Good. If you're hesitant, good. Talk outside the building doesn't matter. What are you, an assistant coach? Goodness gracious. Here's more from DeMeco.
When you turn on the tape, you're looking at specifically defensive tackles. What are you looking for at that position?
With our defensive tackles position, what we're looking for, we play an attack style front, And we want guys who can attack. We want guys, you can do that no matter the size, right? You talk about, is there a certain size you're looking for? I've seen guys do it at 280, 290, seen guys do it at 315. So there's a different range for different types of players. It's all about our guys just being explosive up front and being able to do what we're asking them to do.
DeMeco, given the success that you all had with Tank and Nico specifically, why did you all feel like it was important to add more elite weapons and weapons?
I don't think it hurts to add a lot of playmakers to your team. So as many guys as you can add, we're trying to add as many playmakers as we can, offensively, defensively, right? We're trying to build the best team for 2024, and that's what myself and Nick, that's what our job is, to add the right pieces, acquire the right players to have us go out and be our best in 2024.
After what CJ did last year, all of his accolades and everything, what's one way where you really think he can improve in year 2?
Yeah, with CJ, we're very proud of his success in his first year. I mean, he came in and probably shocked a lot of people with how he played, and he played at a very high level. He continued to progress and get better throughout the entire year. So we're very excited about what he was able to do. Now, can he pick up where he left from, right? As he finished the year off, he had a strong year, but as a player, you always are your toughest critic. Can he continue to master the same thing I talked about, those techniques and fundamentals? Can he master those things to continue to lead our team in the way that he's done it? Excited to be able to work with him for another year. I think for all of our younger players, especially the rookies last year, that year 1 to year 2, that's where you see the biggest jump, or I've seen in my career. And guys have a true offseason to dedicate, right, and focus on themselves and them getting better. They don't have to worry about combine or draft prep. They can truly work on the things that we've asked him to do. And I think it's also a plus for him by having Coach Slowick, Coach Gerard, having them back, and we're still doing our same scheme, right, same system. So he's already a step ahead of where he started last year. So I'm excited to see his growth from year 1 to year 2.
You talk about continuity in there at that defensive tackle position. On defense, almost half of your outside free agent ads came at that defense.
So I'm excited to see his growth from year 1 to year 2.
You talk about continuity in there at that defensive tackle position. On defense, almost half of your outside free agent ads came at that D tackle position. Outside of Rankins and Collins,
almost half of your free agent ads came at that D tackle position. How many D tackles did they sign?
When it comes to free agency, then acquisitions, there's a lot of things that go on, like behind the scenes, that a lot of people would have no idea, how this happened. How did you move on from this player? How did you acquire this player? A lot of things happen, but at the end of the day, I feel like me and Nick made the best decisions for our team to add quality players to our team, and we feel that can help us.
How excited are you about the new uniforms, Coach?
Yeah, I'm fired up about the new uniforms. And it's it's 2024, time for a fresh look for the Texans. I know we've had the same uniforms, all right, since our organization started here in 2002. I was messing with the guys earlier about I wore the same uniform that they were wearing, and I think it's time for an update.
I think that's sad. 20 years, same uniform. Which, by the way, a week from today, we'll be reacting to the uniforms.
And credit to Doug, Cal, Hannah, all the work and time that went into coming out with the new look. I think our fans will be excited about it. I think the coolest part about the new uniforms, as you guys all know, is having our fans input into the look of our new uniform. I thought that was pretty cool, pretty unique by our organization, being able to talk to our fans and get a true feel for what our fans wanted to see. And of course, our players are fired up about the new look. So it'll be exciting reveal for next week for everyone.
When it came to conversations with free agents, how were they different this offseason compared to your first season when you were trying to catch some ground?
Yeah, free agency for me, it doesn't change, right? It's always you're trying to find the right fit, not only player fitting us, but for that player do we actually
Man, DeMeco's such a hardo. He says nothing changes. I mean, free agency was a little bit different this year than last. I get it. Like on the surface, you're trying to get better, but DeMeco's being such a hardo. That's my coach, though.
fit what you're about? And so it's always trying to find that call it that marriage of player and organization, and just go through guys and trying to find out what's important for those guys, right? What's their why? What makes them tick, and trying to see if they're ready to hunt with the Texans. And so it's we've added a lot of guys who really love football. That's the one thing for me where I want to add guys to our team. How passionate are they about football? How excited are they about going out and working and getting better every day?
Now that you guys have started off-season program, in regards to Tank, has he been participating? Is he going to be ready by training camp? What's kind of the timeline in regards to Tank being back?
Running, man.
Yeah. Thanks with Tank, man. Tank is back. He's starting to get in with our guys here at the off-season program. So excited to have Tank back. You know, that was a devastating loss for us last year, losing him. He's such a dynamic player for us, such an inspiration for myself, for a lot of our team. So I'm excited to see Tank back working with our guys, and excited to see him make that same jump that I talked about year one and year two.
How's the Ryan household adjusting with the new addition? How y'all just, I mean, you didn't make changes here. Y'all had changes at the house. How's that going?
Oh, thank you for that question. My wife is doing an outstanding
baby asking about the new baby
job with the transition of our newborn baby girl. So it's fun. 2-month-old now, so it's always exciting, always changing. But it's fun, and thankful for my wife for all the tireless work that she puts in to allow me to get some sleep while she watches the baby.
Hey, DeMeco, can you talk about what do you have to guard against with the young players going from year one to year two? I mean, there's a lot to build on, but what are the things that you have to kind of make sure that you go the other way?
The biggest thing I think, Kim, from year one to year two is you have to watch guys who've had a lot of success. All right, guys, you can't fall into a trap of that you've made it, right? Just because you have success in year one, that doesn't garner that you're going to instantly have success in year two, right? You still have to put in even more work, right? Because now you have a year worth of tendencies on tape. Other teams around the league are watching you. They're kind of honing in on what you do well. So how are you going to attack your offseason and truly focus on improving your craft and being better than you were in year one? Guys can't, you can't fall asleep to, I did it one year, it's easy, and you relax your second year. That's the biggest thing I've seen where guys kind of have that drop in their second years where they relax and they think they have that I made it moment. Nobody's ever made it. You continue to put the work in, you dive in even harder because you've had success.
You trust the O-line? Good. You're a better man than I hope you are correct, my friend.
Yes.
Season for Derek Stingley Jr. What do you see from him in terms of?
So Aaron's writing a Derek Stingley article.
Continue to build on what he did in the end of last season when he was excelling, and just your hopes for him this year.
Yeah, for Derek, and what I look for him this year, I mean, I look for him to continue to make strides in his game. Sting he's come along really well. 5 interceptions last year, played really well for us. When you talk about attacking the ball, really shutting down one side of the field, it was impressive to see him grow as a player, coming back off the injury and just seeing the way he worked and the way he got after it. He was a guy that teams started to go away from. So it's whenever you have a corner who can operate in that manner, right, it's only a plus for us, and I see Derek continuing to get better this year as well.
Thanks, Coach.
All right.
There you go. A little worried about, I think we've kind of forgotten that Stingley gets hurt every year just because it was so lovely last year. Look, it's elite. I think it's established that when he's on his game, it's elite, as good as you can possibly ask. But it does feel like, because of the way things ended, just kind of, I won't say forgotten, but it's just not in the front of mind like it perhaps was early to the middle of last season, really every year of Stingley's career since that freshman year at LSU. That's DeMeco Ryans. Really nothing huge from him. Hardo coach, same old, same mindset, all that. even though it's not the same. It is good to have a coach with that mindset. It's really good to have a coach who you think you actually believe. Now, it's not the reality, but I think his mannerisms, I don't think he's going to create it or pressure. I don't think he's going to let the players, if he's feeling extra pressure, feel it. So that is good to hear from DeMeco. Other news today regarding the Texans that impacts the Texans. Nothing major when it comes to the actual draft or anything like that. Of course, we got the uniform unveil a week from today. The draft in 9 days. Don't forget about the party at Daily Sports Club with Cody Stutes, myself, Figgy Fig, $20 Nicky buckets, starting at 11 with the sound on the screen. So come out there, get started probably about 11 o'clock at Daily Sports Club. So come by, enjoy that. The other news, JJ Watt, the softball charity game is back. When you look at these rosters, I mean, JJ is bringing out some heavy hitters. The Legend Squad, you got JJ, Andre, Kush, DeMeco, Shane Leckler, Jonathan Joseph, Antonio Smith, TJ Yates, Kareem Jackson, Glover Quinn, Owen Daniels, Kevin Walter. Those are real legends right there. Sometimes when the word legends used with the Texans, you're like, oh, really? Is that guy a legend? These are legends. These are Texans legends. Arian Foster not there, probably doesn't want to leave the house. I know he was talking about not liking leaving the crib. Current Texans, I mean, look at this. Stefon Diggs. So we're gonna get to hear from Stefon Diggs. I guess you needed JJ to get that done. CJ, Will Anderson, Tank Dell, Weeks. He could play on either squad. Laramie Tunsil, Titus Howard, Jimmy Ward, Fairbairn, Keenum, Petrie, Schultz, Nico, Daniil Hunter. I mean, goodness gracious, JJ. Who did he not get that he wanted there? So that should be cool. Will that game be televised? I don't think they're going to televise the JJ Watt softball challenge. I would assume no, but I would assume that every local news station is there trying to get some sort of audio and whatnot. So, yeah, it should be cool. Will the uniform reveal be televised? Probably not. But, yeah, there you go. So, charity challenge right there. DeMeco Ryans speaks. What stuck out the most from DeMeco for me? I mean, he's the same dude as he was last year, regardless of whether things are different or not. He's remaining the same guy. We're remaining the same as well. Tomorrow we're going to be a week and change away from the NFL draft day 1. And we're going to be really 9 days away from the Texans making picks. Be sure to subscribe, like, ride along. Always remember, when it comes to this Texans stuff, this is kind of the final lull before it intensifies. But when it comes to this Texan stuff, Draft Mania tomorrow, John Harris, 10:30, right here. Q&As, super chats, get to the front. But John Harris is going to break down every damn angle of this draft. 10:30 tomorrow. You do not want to miss that. Every position, every question, everything's going to be answered. Supers go to the front. Always remember, we're all in this together. It's getting really, really fun around here. And the good news is your head coach, same mannerisms. Thanks for coming through.
Opinions to give, we got takeaways. If it's up, then it's up. We number one. You don't need to try your luck. Locker room, yeah, we in the locker room. Texas talk, yeah, you know what we about to do. Localize every angle's what we really do. We the source, we the pulse of the city too.